Imagine for a second that you are an executive or you're the owner of a large TV company and you have one of the most popular ongoing series going, getting good ratings, bringing in everything. Okay. And then you go out of your way to absolutely ruin that, lose viewers by the millions, lose money by the millions, if not billions. And this once popular franchise is so dead now that cancellation is inevitable. You'd probably be thinking I'm talking about Star Wars. Well, that ain't far off. But no, it's actually Doctor Who. Because this is how bad it has gotten now with this. It has reached to literal cancellation numbers. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. But before I get to that, let me give you some context to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a look here at Doctor Who ratings 2021 to 2022. Now, these here, right? This what you're seeing here is the final ratings numbers for Jodie Whittaker's run as the Doctor, right? When it started off was at 4.43 million. Steadily dropped down to the 3 million range. You understand me? Even one of these specials made only 2.20 million. This was where it was at, coming down to the end of Jodie Whittaker's run. Now, after Jodie Whittaker's run, what did we get? Well, we actually got something a little bit more disturbing in regards to that, because we actually got Shruti Gatwa, who followed up afterwards. So let's take a look at Shruti Gatwa's numbers. Okay, let me just bring that up here. Okay, this is Shruti Gatwa's numbers for season 1, right? You look at the overnight numbers here, right? And then there's also the 7-day accumulator after that. This one after doesn't really make any sense, because this whole set of thing here is basically based off of assumptions and all of that. But you look at it, the overnight ratings are always really important, because it shows how many people are viewing this show when it premieres at that time. Now, the 7-day accumulator after that never really rises by much. If you look at this, it only went up by, it was 2.6 million for the first one, and after it was 3.71. So it's been pretty consistent and not going any, like, too much further over what the overnight ratings are. But this was absolutely horrendous, because when you look at what I just showed you compared to what this is here now, as I did a video and stated, Doctor Who lost millions of viewers, literal millions of viewers. This is what it was. This is it right here. This is the proof positive of what it is right here. Doctor Who lost millions of viewers with just the first season of Shruti Gatwa's run. Now, we get into this when it comes to season 2. You understand me? We get into season 2, and the first episode for that, the numbers are out. And what do we get? The overnight rating for episode 1 of Shruti Gatwa's second season of Doctor Who is a dismal 2.0 million viewers overnight. 2.0 million viewers. This, people, is extremely telling. And I'm going to say why this is extremely telling. Because this is episode 1 and this is 2.0 million viewers. This means that with this opening numbers, you're going to see Doctor Who dropped out of the 2 million mark when it comes to viewers and actually start to bring in overnight numbers of under 2 million. And whether it be like 1.17 or 1.9 something million. This is the lowest it has ever been. This right here, people, this starting off here shows that this is cancellation numbers. That is how bad this is. I know people are going to say, well, oh, the 7-day, we have just established from looking at what we just saw previously that the 7-day average never increases by much. If this with this here overnight at 2.0 million, the 7-day might probably make it a 3, but it might very well stay at 2 point something million. If it makes it a 3, making it 3, that is about it. But these are cancellation numbers, people. These are cancellation numbers. By just this first episode, that means Shruti Gatwa's run as the Doctor has lost over 600,000 viewers. It's not a matter of saying that people are just, anything like that. No, the audience is gone. The audience is gone. I said it before in a previous video. You saw it written here again. Doctor Who has lost millions of viewers. And starting out the door with your second season, first episode, you have lost over 600,000 viewers. That is what it is, people. This is it. This is what this is. This is cancellation numbers. There's no denying it anymore. That's what this run has done. You have ruined Doctor Who beyond all comparison. This is what it is. Overnight ratings for it at 2.0 million. That is it. This is cancellation numbers. Now, the fact of the matter is what it boils down to is, you see, Russell T Davies, at this point, most likely doesn't give a flying foot anymore. Because he's gotten his money. I think he got something like £100 million or something, so to do these 2 seasons, plus other perks and all that. He's got his money. He's got his money. We've got rumors that Shruti Gatwa is on his way out. We've gotten rumors how they wanted to bring back David Tennant and all this nonsense and stuff. But this is just cancellation because Disney, who has now investing a lot of money into this, cannot continue to do this. I've said it before, I say again, Disney is determined to die on that woke hill, but Disney is also a company. You cannot continue to pour money down a bottomless drain and get nothing out of it. Doesn't work like that. This is what this is, people. These are cancellation. This is the first episode, and this is how absolutely horrendous it truly is. Okay, now I know what you're saying. But maybe the episode wasn't so bad, and that is the problem with it, and people are trying to deal with it. Maybe, okay, all right. Let's take a look at what exactly the episode was about. This article here is from The Telegraph. Doctor Who Season 2 review. A great intro for the new companion, but with a preachy subtext. Varada Setu makes a strong first impression as Belinda Chandra in the tale, mixing high sci-fi with toxic masculinity. Yes, people, right there, toxic masculinity. And now, I've said it before, I say again, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. But this is what is in the episode. Let me go on, there's more. Anything that adolescents can do on Earth, Doctor Who can do in space and time. The sci-fi favorite returns with an episode full of rockets, ray guns, and killer robots, but an underlying theme of toxic masculinity. Welcome to Planet of the Incels, location unconfirmed, but presumably somewhere in the manosphere. Planet of the Incels. And from what I understand, they actually use the word incels in the episode. And yes, I'm saying from what I understand because I have not watched this garbage. I'm not going to watch it. I said that before. I said I'm not going to watch this. This is an absolute affront to good entertainment. I'm not going to watch it. But when you hear me and others talk about how they keep pushing this woke agenda, this identity politics nonsense, people turn around and say, "Oh, we only want to blame that and not talk about the writing getting bad and that," because that is part of it. You're sacrificing good writing, good characters, good storytelling to push agendas. And the more agendas that you push, the worse these things get. This is what this episode is about. Because did you want those who criticize the rebooted series for being preachy and overtly political are unlikely to be placated by this unsubtle swerve into the culture wars. Unsubtle swerve, no, Doctor Who drove straight off that cliff and headed face first into all manner of disasters. A shame because as far as episodes introducing new companions go, the robot revolution works a treat. Now, it might very well be a good episode. The problem is the nonsense and the agenda pushing that you put into it that ruins it. You could bake a very good looking pie, but if there's a dead fly inside of it, nobody's going to eat it. That's a fact. That is a fact. You can't say, well, I'm just going to color that part. Nobody's going to want to touch it. Verada Setu makes an immediate impact as Belinda Chandra, the most reluctant TARDIS traveler in recent memory. They talk about she's feisty and formidable and all of that. Okay. So apparently back in her teens, Belinda's boyfriend named a star after her as a romantic birthday gift. Fast forward to the present day and the robots living on that far-flung planet come to claim her as their queen. They kidnap Belinda in their spaceship, planning to marry her off to their overlord. That actually might sound like an interesting episode. I don't know how they would find out that she owned the planet, but that actually does sound like an interesting concept for an episode. So the AI generator artificial intelligence and male rage. And there it is. Writer Russell T. Davies manages to squeeze two hot button issues into 45 minutes of tea time action. Like I say, Russell T. Davies has his money, he doesn't care anymore. It's the family-friendly slot which made the lunch into gender politics, which made the lurch, into gender politics tonally jarring. Right, this is what I'm saying. A hard-hitting Netflix drama is one thing. Early evening entertainment is another. You've taken coercive control and made it complete control of the whole planet, cried Belinda at her embittered ex. One can imagine young viewers turning to their parents and asking what species these scary sounding incels are and whether coercive control is a bit like a remote control. Good luck answering those grown-ups. This stab at satire was daft, dumb, and clumsily done. This is what I'm saying. The episode concept sounds really interesting, but it's the crap they keep putting in there that ruins everything. That is what it is. They use the word incels. They want to talk about coercive control and all this kind of nonsense. Nobody's thinking about it. Nobody wants to believe any of this nonsense, but you all just insist on pushing this nonsense. You really call it Planet of the Incels. That's what you call it. Planet of the Incels. Look it right there. Planet of the Incels. You understand me? That's what you did. You already have Shooty Gatwa hopping around the place, and when you're bringing this new companion, you could have made it a good episode, but no. People got burnt last time. They knew what you were going to do, and you came out and openly admitted that you wanted to piss off the fans. This is the opening episode, and your opening episode is Planet of the Incels. And what did it get? A 2.0 million viewership rating. These are cancellation numbers. Doctor Who is going to drop below 2 million viewers. There is no pretending that anymore. And the way this is going, this series is most likely going to get cancelled after the season is done. If they decide to keep it going because Disney want to lose more money, that's their business. But any other show would have been cancelled a long time ago. This is what it is, people. There is no pretending, no laughing, no lying anymore. People could say whatever they want. This is the proof here. The overnight numbers, 2.0 million for the first Doctor Who episode for the new season, Planet of the Incels. You all wanted this to fail. So congratulations. It will. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.